We are about to begin the English class. Please, everyone, start the cameras. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, all of you, for being here. This is Mr. Maurice, your English teacher. I hope everything has been, well, excellent for you on the latest holidays. For today's class, we're going to work two different topics. The first one is actually, I remember, a review part about the adjective. And the second objective for today's class is going to be to learn two different structures that we have already practiced. I mean the adjective and the present perfect. Remember, in the week number 1, we worked with the present perfect tense. And the week number 2, well, we practiced a lot about the adjective, remember? So in the week number 3, for today's class, we're going to combine both weeks, all right? I mean, the present perfect, and then we're going to work with the adjective. But before starting that, it's pretty important for me to check everything from the scratch. I mean the adjective, not all of them, right? Just part of it. So please let me share my screen to show you what I'm talking about. All right? So please give a minute. Okay, I'm sorry for the noise. I'm not watching any match. Yes, it's not me. Okay, there we go. So remember, listen very carefully. It's pretty important to me to remind you to refresh your mind, to recall the information that you already have in your brain about the adjective. All right? This, what you see on the screen, is the adjective in the comparative form. These are about the rules, right? Remember, for short adjective, we use the suffix er, and for the long adjective, we use the word more before the adjective. And this is slide number 1. So as you can see, we have the adjective short ones, such as big, bigger, hot, hotter, thin, thinner, fat, fatter. You see? So in the other way, to make adjective from positive to comparative form are those one the end in the letter Y, like happy, the comparative form happier, funny, funnier, easy, easier, ugly, uglier. So this is the way how can switch adjective from the positive to the comparative form. Okay, now quickly please. These are when we have a long adjective. So when we worded a long adjective, we use the word more. Okay, such the example that we have here: more beautiful, Maria is more beautiful, or the adjective interesting. This book is more interesting than. Okay, now on the other hand, we have another kinds of adjective. These are called irregulars, as the one you see here: good, better, bad, worse, far, farther, little, less, more, and much. So these are about the comparative form, right? Comparative, as the word itself try to explain, is when we actually going to compare two different things. I mean, one person with another person probably, or one animal with another animal, or one object with another object. So we compare. Okay, we can use the adjective depending on if it's short or long adjective. Okay, so don't forget, you have to use the suffix er or use the word more before the adjective. Okay, now let me share my screen again and let's practice the second part. Don't forget, please, try to keep your cameras on. It's very important. You understand? Keep your cameras on. Okay. So in this part, basically, we're gonna practice the comparative form for this adjective. Remember, the long adjective like interesting should be more interesting. Short is a short, shorter. Far is an irregular. Expensive, more expensive. Easy, easier. Small, smaller. Good is another irregular. In this case is better. High, higher. Beautiful, more beautiful. And the last one, bad, is an irregular adjective. Okay, so now it's time to practice the superlative form. Okay, superlative form is the way how can we emphasize when one person, object, or animal is we give the grade of superiority or inferiority. All right, so once again, it's actually the same rule. For short adjective, we're gonna use the suffix est. Okay, the est. For example, red car is the fastest, or dinosaur is the tallest. These are superlative. Okay, so for long adjective, for the superlative form, we need to write the word the most for superlative, right? Such as the adjective intelligent. He's the most intelligent student in the class. Or the other example you see there. She's the most beautiful girl in the world. These are the regular, good, best, bad, worst, little, the least. Okay, so now let's stop this. Okay, listen very carefully. I have a problem with my camera or something. Please give a minute. I think I got a problem. I'm sorry. I think it's okay. It's nice. Well, listen please. Now we're going to work just with the superlative. Now I need you guys to focus, concentrate, in the next slide, because you and me going to work with superlative and the present perfect at the same time. Then you're going to work in groups to generate a PowerPoint presentation, okay, using the superlative and the present perfect. So please give me a minute. Let me stop this for a while. Let me check the other one. There you go. Let me share. 11 students so far. There you go. Okay. Superlative. Remember, every time when the word is superlative, so that means we're going to give a degree of superiority or inferiority. Okay? In this case, we have a good example about the superlative. So I'm gonna pick up a few students to help me out with this. Cida Murillo, good afternoon. Could you please help me? Can you read what you see on the screen? No? Okay. Cida, can you hear me? Cida, ¿me escucha? No? Okay, remember, I need you to check your devices every time you are in my class. I need the participation. I need to take the control. So no cameras, no microphone, no participation. Cida, can you hear me? No? Okay, no problem. Alexander Espinosa, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, teacher.
Could you please read what you see on the screen, please?
Yeah. The superlative. Small person in the world. He is the smallest person in the world.
Thank you very much. That's pretty easy. I just want you to read, period. Okay, so that's the way we can use the superlative. You see, small is an adjective, so in the comparative form, in the superlative form is smallest, superlative form. You see? The smallest. Let's continue. Ginger Sanchez, good afternoon. Could you please read this for me? No, Ginger is not here.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Okay, Ginger and the other students, sit down. Please try to fix up your devices. We can practice in this way. So every time I ask you to participate in the class, you have the problem with your microphone, your cameras. It's too bad for me. So there will be no participation, even though you say a few words. The problem is, well, I can barely hear you. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Garces, could you please read this for me?
Good afternoon, teacher. The superlative. Intelligent man in the world. Einstein was the most intelligent man in the world.
Correct, thank you. So in this case, the adjective The adjective is intelligent. So this adjective intelligent is considered a long one. Because if it's considered a long adjective, we need to write the word the most. The most intelligent man in the world. Alright? So the other one of the previous slide is small, so we can add the suffix est. Smallest. The smallest. But this one is different. Intelligent. Let's continue. Linda Moncada, could you please read this for me? Okay, I think you get problem with your microphone, or probably is the internet connection. In the same way, please try to fix up your devices. This is, well, for me, it might not be considered as a participation. Okay, let me stop. Okay, now, what we're going to do right now, listen very carefully. Now we're going to combine, okay? We're going to combine the superlative, we get the superlative form, and the present perfect. So we're putting together superlative and present perfect to talk about experiences. Remember, we already practiced about the present perfect to show or to talk about our experiences. So it's time to practice in a different way. For the better understanding, please let me share once again my screen. Let me stop this one. Please give a minute. Please give a minute. Oh, can't believe it. Let me see. Should be somewhere in here. Please give a minute. Okay, now I'm gonna share my screen. There we go. Okay, so now it's time to combine superlative and the present perfect tense. Okay, so please, everyone ears out, listen to me very carefully, because you're going to what in groups after this explanation. I'm gonna explain this. If you have any questions, you let me know it. And then you're going to work with your partners, okay? It means work in groups. So in this example, as you can see, is the combination of the superlative and the present perfect. As you can see, this is a question. You see, what is the best book you have ever read? Well, this is an amazing question using superlative and the present perfect tense. You see, what is the best book you have ever read? So let's see the answer. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, give a minute. Something went wrong. I get a problem. Please give me a minute. I can't believe it. Okay, give me a minute, please. Something went wrong. Okay. Please give a minute.
The microphone, teacher.
Tiene el micrófono apagado, mister.
Okay, I'm sorry. So let's go back. This was the questions, okay? What's the best book you have ever read? You see the combination, the superlative and the present perfect tense. And this is the answer. Harry Potter is the best book I have ever read. So the adjective in here is good. The superlative, the best. You see? Take a look. What's the worst program on TV at the moment? This is the superlative, the worst. So the answer is this one. Les Cheese or Chies is the worst program on TV I have ever watched. Okay, take a look at the other one. Who is the most boring person you know? Boring, you see? We use the superlative form, the most. Here, my uncle is the most boring person I have ever known. Okay? So let's see the other example here. What is the most exciting thing you have ever done? So this is the answer. Bungee jumping is the most exciting thing I have ever done. Now, listen, the last one. What is the best restaurant you have ever been to? This is the answer. Tide Verny Met is the best restaurant I have ever been to. You see? Well, I'm sorry for the noise. Let me stop this for a while. You see? So you're going to work in groups, okay? To practice the superlative and the present perfect at the same time. And I want you to generate a file in PowerPoint presentation. This is gonna be a graded activity. Okay, graded, and I need a participation. All of you. I'm going to share the activity, so please give a minute. Please give a minute. Please give me a few minutes. I think it's something wrong with my computer. I can find the file. I'm gonna share once again the link for the attendance. So please give me a minute. Don't go. Stay where you are. Finally, it's here. Well, listen please, we have already practiced with this activity. I understand. Yes, we have already practiced. But today, we carry out a different activity. Remember, you are going to work in group. The first thing I need you guys to do is make questions. I want you to make a question. For example, you see here, the best film you've seen. Yes, but I need you to make a question. Take a look. You made a question, you say, what is the best film or movie? What is the best film? Like the previous one, remember? You have, come on.
You have ever seen.
Yes, you have ever seen. Perfect. So this is the question, okay? So you made a question. What is the best film you have ever seen? And then you answer the question here. Okay? You answer the question. So you probably said, Harry Potter is the best film I have ever seen. So you're going to work in this way. So every time you see this piece of information or this sentence, I want you to switch this sentence into a question. Okay? You switch into a question and here the answer. Okay? The answer. But the presentation must be in PowerPoint or Google Slide. You have two options. Okay? For example, let me stop here. You can practice. Number one, you can use PowerPoint. Okay, give a minute. Let me share. Okay, this is the option number one. I have no problem. If you have a computer or a device, PowerPoint. No problem. PowerPoint. But if you don't have a good device, or you don't even have a computer, but you have a device such as tablet, mobile, you can use Google Slide. and this is Google Slide. Let me show you. Okay, I'm sorry for the noise, that's not me. Okay, you can use Google Slide. So on the browser you type Google Slide, this one, you see, you click on in here, you click on in this, it said plus, there you go, it's the same, it's PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so what are you going to do? As I said, pretty similar like this one. Okay, for example, you're gonna make a question. You made a question. I'm sorry, this is not the correct one. Okay, please. For example, in the PowerPoint presentation, you made a question and get an image or picture about the question, like this one. What's the best book you have ever read? Okay, you made a question, and then in the other slide, you give me the answer. Harry Potter. So you get a picture about the Harry Potter. If you consider Harry Potter is the best film you have ever seen. Okay? In the same way, what is the worst program on TV at the moment? So once again, you made a question, you get an image or picture for the question, and the other slide, so you answer the question. In the same way, you get an image for the answer. What is gonna be the question? This one. Okay? This is gonna be included in the PowerPoint or Google Slide presentation. Best film you ever seen? Best book you've read? The most beautiful place you ever visited? The strangest things you ever eaten? The most dangerous sport you've tried? The most interesting person you ever met? A good experience you never had, and a bad experience you never had. Okay? So I'm going to share this. I'm gonna share this one, and you generate a PowerPoint presentation. Please, if you have any question, please let me know it. No questions? Okay, I'm gonna share the link. Oh, Elizabeth, you have a question. Tell me.
Mister, también puedo así, por ejemplo, lo de la película. Ya, puedo responder the best movie I have ever seen.
Yes, no problem. You can write the name of the picture at the beginning. For example, you say, Harry Potter is the best film I have ever seen, or the best film I have ever seen is Harry Potter. No problem. At the beginning or at the end. It's good for me. The point of this activity, chicos, el punto de esta actividad es la combinación de ambos temas. Los adjetivos en su forma superlativa y el present perfect. Okay? That's the point of this activity. Adjective and the present perfect. Necesito que usted me cree un archivo en PowerPoint. Si no tiene, pues utilicemos Google Slide, que es gratuito. Ok. Ustedes lo van a trabajar. ¿Cuáles son los puntos? Como les dije hace un momento, pues los puntos a tratarse van a ser lo que estaba en el ejercicio anterior que ya practicamos, pero de una forma diferente. En cada slide, en cada presentación, pues me vas a formar la pregunta a partir de esto. ¿Cuál es el mejor feel? Entonces, esto que usted ve aquí lo pega en la slide y me consigues una imagen para esa pregunta. La respuesta de acuerdo a lo que el grupo quedó. De pronto yo digo, el grupo quedó, no, Harry Potter es la mejor película que jamás nosotros hemos visto. Entonces consigue también pues una imagen de Harry Potter. En la misma forma aquí. A partir de estos me formulas una pregunta que debería ser, ¿cuál es el mejor libro que alguna vez hayas leído? La Reina Roja es el mejor libro que hayamos leído. As an example. In the same way, ¿cuál es el lugar más hermoso que alguna vez hayas visitado? El lugar más hermoso que alguna vez hemos visitado es. Okay, and get picture. I need you to get pictures. Entonces, a partir de esta actividad que va a ser calificada, necesito hoy cerrar, hoy, porque no, nos quedamos, no, me quedó la semana pasada que un día quedó pendiente, no se pudo, entonces yo necesito esta calificación. Por semana, comúnmente necesitamos calificaciones. Es cuarto nivel, como hubo el feriado, pues no pudimos, pues, rescatar el día que no di clase, que era el viernes, entonces lo tomo el día de hoy a manera de prueba, que va a ser esta de aquí. Ok, acabo de compartir el link, espero que ya hayan descargado la actividad. A partir de esa actividad, por favor me genera un PowerPoint presentation o Google Slide. Lo van a realizar en grupos, ok. So please give a minute. Let me get the breakout rooms. For this activity, dear students, you will have 30 minutes. 30 minutos, okay? 30 minutes. Okay? Good luck. Sira, por favor, ingresa al grupo. Ángel Alarcón, Dani Castro. Okay, nice job, dear student. 30 minutes, I think, is enough to carry out that activity. So, that's it. This is all for today. I mean, for the adjective and the present perfect. Okay, this activity we should have carried it out the last week on Friday, but holidays there was no class, so today was actually the day to take out this activity. Well, dear students, so now, as I said, the second objective for today class is gonna be questions. Yes, it's about the questions. We're going to learn how to make questions, but not for get information. It's not for getting information. It's not about to, I don't know, to get different pieces of information about something. No, we are going to learn question for requests, permissions, and offers. Okay, I repeat again, listen very carefully. Now we are going to learn how to use questions for one, request, request, offered, or suggestions. For the better understanding, please let me share my screen and I'll show you. I'm sorry. Okay, give a minute, please. There we go. Giving orders and making requests. Okay, so before to starting, dear students, remember every time when we make some words for a question, it's pretty important to use the best one. If we don't know what the people in front of us are, so it would be a good idea to make polite questions in order to request, offer something. Okay, take a look. In the column number 1, we have boring requests. When I said boring request, it's not about that it's stupid or something. We said that it's boring because they are very popular way for make a request. Okay, so I'm gonna pick up one student to help me out with this. Mr. Alexander Espinosa, could you please read this for me?
Yeah, bro. How can we make requests? Boring request. Call you, can you, will you?
Thank you. Okay, so every time when we start with this kind of questions, well, they are very common. The first one, could you? If you have a pencil or pen, please take notes. Okay, let me stop this for a while. Please, if you have pen or pencil, please take note, because it's very important to understand this way in case we need make a request in a very, very formal way. Okay, let me share again my screen. Okay, the first part, la primera parte que tenemos, pues iniciaríamos la pregunta con lo que es could you. Could you es como decir podrías. Podrías. Could you? Could you open the door for me? ¿Podrías abrir la puerta? Could you, como usted escucha, pues es una forma muy común de pedir algo. Es muy amable porque utilizamos el pasado del verbo can, que es could. Could you? ¿Podrías? Number 2. Can you? Can you significa puedes. Can you, puedes. Vayan anotando por favor. Can you, puedes. La tercera es would you. Would you. Would you es como harías. Harías. Would you. Es como dice, me harías el favor de. O me haces el favor de. Okay, is would you. And the last one we have the word will you. Will you is like quieres. Quieres. Will you. Es como un poco más directo, ¿verdad? You say will you. ¿Quieres? Okay, it's like very direct question. Okay, let me share again my screen. Please take notes. Now, let's see the other one. Fun request. This is the number 1, number 2, number 3, 4, 5, and 6. Well, I'm gonna pick up another student, Mr. Danny Castro. Good afternoon. Could you please read this for me again?
Good afternoon, mister. Leo todo al principio.
No. This part. Fun request, please.
For request. Would you do me favor and could you do me a favor and would you help me three? Would you help me three? Do you mean? What you mean? What do possible for you too? Is it possible for you too?
Okay, thank you. So please, once again, please take your notes and the notebook. Take your notebook and a pen, and I need you to write, okay? Because we're gonna practice with the correct way for requesting something. So let me share to my screen again. Listen. The first part, would you do me a favor? Me harías un favor. This part, would you do me a favor? Okay, would you do me a favor? Would you do is me harías o harías. Me harías un favor. La siguiente que usted ve aquí, por favor, tome apunte. Do you mind? Do you mind? ¿Te importa? Es como una forma poco directa de hacer un request, ¿ok? ¿Te importa? Do you mind? Eso significa do you mind? ¿Te importa? The next one, would you mind? Would you mind? ¿Te importaría? Would you mind? Okay? Listen and take notes, please. Could you do me a favor? ¿Podrías hacerme un favor? Could you do me a favor? Next one. Would you help me? Would you help me buy? ¿Me ayudarías? Would you help me buy? Next one. Could you help me? Could you help me buy? ¿Podrías ayudarme? Could you help me buy? Next one. Would it be possible for you to? ¿Sería posible que? Would it be possible for you to? And the last one, is it possible for you to? ¿Es posible que? It is possible for you to? Okay, did you take notes? ¿Tomó apunte? Did you take note? It's very important, please take notes. Let me share again my screen. Please give a minute. I'm sorry, this class is a little bit hard to understand, but is one of the most difficult part to understand, by the way. Okay, let's practice with the boring request. Let me see. Orly Zambrano, could you please read the first column for me? Orly, can you hear me?
Boring request.
Mm-hmm.
All you feel some milk from the store.
Uh-huh.
Leo la segunda.
Yes, go on. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Can you help your sister with her homework? Call you fix my phone
Mm-hmm.
to fix my computer. Can you call the doctor and cancel my appointment?
Okay, thank you. Now, it's time to look the other column and try to understand the way we use the structure do you mind. Do you mind, remember, is like te importa. Te importa, okay? Do you mind is like, si traducimos esto, hay algo importante antes de seguir, perdón. Quizás en nuestro idioma alguien que comience algún tipo de petición te importa, no sé cómo se vaya a tomar en nuestro idioma o en el contexto de nosotros ecuatorianos, pero en inglés no es tanto así. Ok, de pronto si usted comienza a formular un tipo de pregunta pues pidiendo algo con la estructura do you mind, pues para una persona que habla inglés, un nativo, pues se quedaría pues viéndolo y diciendo tiene un buen nivel de inglés, porque no está preguntando o realizando una pregunta pues de la manera cotidiana con could you, can you, would you, will you. Está utilizando do you mind, ¿ok? O podríamos también utilizar would you mind. Cada vez que utilizamos estos tipos de preguntas para obtener algún tipo de beneficio, pues es de un nivel pues mucho más alto en contexto de este idioma, ¿ok? Cuando usted formula con do you mind, porque no es común utilizar do you mind y mucho menos pues en alguien que está estudiando, que comúnmente, como dije hace un momento, que pregunta solo con can you, do you, would you, could you. This is different, okay? This is a good way to express a request in English. So please, take notes. Tiene que tomar nota. Take notes, okay? Vamos con la primera parte que es do you mind, okay? So let me share my screen again. Y quiero que note algo. Después de la palabra mind, ¿qué nota? Alguien que me ayude. En las oraciones 1, 2, 3 y 4. Correct. El verbo está con el ing. Do you mind? Remember, is a very good way for requesting something. Okay, so I'm gonna pick up one student to help me out with this. Let me see. Priscilla Rubio, good afternoon. Could you please read the column number 2 for me? Miss Priscilla?
Do you make picking some milk from the store?
Okay, number 2.
Do you mind helping your sister do her homework?
Okay.
Do you mind finding my phone?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. You mind helping me fix my computer?
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, as I said earlier, Every time when we use this structure, do you mind or would you mind, that's perfect, okay? Una vez más, algo hincapié en esto. Comúnmente en nuestro idioma, no sé si alguno de ustedes, cuando usted pide algo a alguien, usted inicia con: ¿te importaría comprar algo en el supermercado? ¿Te importaría ayudarme? Creo que no mucho en nuestro idioma o la variación en el concepto español ecuatoriano, ¿verdad? Casi no mucho, por lo menos como hablante nativo me pongo yo de español, muy poco utilizo cuando pido algo la estructura ¿te importa o te importaría? Pero en inglés sí es muy utilizada y se ve muy bien, ¿ok? It's an excellent way for requesting something. Te da utilizar estas estructuras. Do you mind? Would you mind? Es como un buen nivel de inglés, ¿ok? So, once again, please, notes. Take notes. Thank you. Let me share again. La peculiaridad que hace un momento alguien dio, sí, después de la palabra mind, que significa mente, pero aquí se traduce diferente, es ¿te importa? 1, 2, 3, y la última es ¿te importaría? Siempre el verbo que va después del might vamos a trabajar con el sufijo ing y no es presente progresivo, no hay por qué traducirlo como recogiendo, ayudando, encontrando. No, aquí simplemente es el verbo en su manera formal al traducirla. And the number 1, do you mind picking up some mail from the store? ¿Te importaría comprar o recoger? Number 2, do you mind helping your sister? ¿Te importa o te importaría ayudar a tu hermana? 3, do you mind finding my phone? ¿Te importa o te importaría buscar mi teléfono? Would you mind helping me fix my computer? ¿Te importaría ayudarme a reparar mi computadora? Okay, so with do you mind or would you mind, okay, is the best way for requesting. Okay, esto está bien para lo requesting, lo que usted ve aquí en este momento. Sí, usted sí puede decir, could you pick up some milk? O can you help your sister? O could you find my phone? O would you fix my computer? Sí, pero es una forma muy básica de hacer un request, de hacer un pedido. ¿Ok? Para subir de nivel, que estamos nosotros en nivel 4, pues al momento de realizar un pedido, de pedir algo, un request que se denomina en inglés, podemos utilizar estas estructuras que es do you mind o en la 4 con would you mind. ¿Ok? This is very impressive when you make requests for this. ¿Ok? No olvidemos que podemos utilizar esto. No estoy diciendo que esté mal. No, podemos utilizar estas estructuras también. ¿Ok? Now, let me stop. Please, give a minute. Let me share my screen again. Good. Okay, I'm gonna pick up another student. Elizabeth Tulcam, could you please read the column number 1 for me?
Check my go to stop play, load music, get me my phone, call me.
Okay, thank you. So, in the first column, we say the word commands. Esta palabra commands es algo que nosotros vimos en el nivel 2, perdón, nivel 1, disculpe, level number 1. Nivel 1, commands son instrucciones o órdenes que le damos a alguien. Pues si usted pide algo como una especie de orden, como está en la columna 1, tiene que tener número 1 es con quién se dirige o quién es la persona a la cual usted le está diciendo eso, porque no puede simplemente decir por decir un commands, ¿ok? Tenga cuidado. Para evitar los commands, instrucciones u órdenes, pues vamos a aprender una segunda opción, ¿ok? So, please give a minute, let me share my screen again and take notes. Por favor, tome apunte. Lo segundo que vamos a aprender aquí es la estructura would you help me by? Would you help me by? Would you help me by? ¿Qué significa me ayudarías con? ¿Me ayudarías con? Would you help me by? Recordemos, este tipo de estructuras pues es para denotar un nivel un poco más sofisticado o más formal, muy académico de solicitar algo. Would you help me by? Me ayudarías con. Okay? Let me pick up another student and take notes, please. Ginger Sanchez, could you please read the column number 2? Okay, good. This is the number 1. And the number 2, 3, 4, and 5 is different. As you can see, we use another words such as could, can, or would. Ginger, please continue. Number 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, thank you. So you see the difference between a command and the perfect way for requesting something. Commands, como usted observa, simplemente es el verbo y lo que pide. Check my writing. Go to sleep. Esto es comúnmente lo que vemos a veces entre padres e hijos, ¿verdad? Ándate a dormir. Go to sleep. Deja de o apaga esa música. So stop playing live music. Pásame el teléfono. Get me the phone. O ayúdame con la funda. Hold my bag for me. Ok, pues como usted acaba de escuchar, pues es una forma muy directa. No hay request, una manera firme o una manera cordial. En la segunda columna sí, y una de estas estructuras es la número 1. Would you help me by? Me ayudarías con. Número 2, 3, 4 y la 5, pues estamos utilizando pues estructuras normales. Con could you, can you, would you. Okay? This is another way for requesting. Let me stop and let's continue, please. This is gonna be the last one, so please give a minute. Don't go, stay where you are. We need to practice something else. Okay. We have 13 students. Dos estudiantes se han ido. Ya voy a ver quiénes son. Okay, let me see. Okay, Jennifer Montoya, could you please read the first column for me? Thank you. So this is the way the boring questions, but it's not about the boring that it's not interested. is just the regular way that people may requesting. In the same way, aquí tenemos una manera más de preguntar, ¿ok? O de hacer un request, una petición. Vaya tomando punto, ahí está el título. Would you do me a favor and? Would you do me a favor and? ¿Ok? Me harías el favor y... literalmente, pero en español es como que decimos, en vez de y, es como que decimos, me harías el favor de. En nuestro idioma es, en vez de ese and, se traduce por de. Me harías el favor de. Ok, me suena como muy colombiano esa forma. Ok. Me harías el favor de ayudarme. Me harías el favor de ir. Me harías el favor de limpiar, and so on, right? So that is the way. Would you do me a favor and? Like the number 3. You see the number 3? Would you do me a favor and not play loud music? Me harías el favor de no tocar de no tocar una música tan estruendosa. ¿Ok? Tal vez aquí en nuestra parte, o en nuestra idiosincrasia, en esta parte de Guayas, ¿usted sí utiliza esa forma? ¿Me harías el favor de? ¿O no utiliza? Yo la verdad no utilizo yo eso. ¿Me harías el favor de? ¿Quién utiliza eso de ustedes? ¿Alguien?
Con mis sobrinos, cuando tengo coraje que no hacen caso.
Ah, si utilizas, me harías el favor de.
Sí, le digo, me harías el favor de hacer silencio.
Ok, yes, ok. Me suena más también, no sé si me equivoqué, tal vez alguno de ustedes haya visto estas novelas relacionadas al narco o de colombianos. Parece que colombianos utilizan muchísimo esto, ¿verdad? He escuchado y he visto, que dicen, me harías el grandísimo favor de, ¿verdad? Me haces el gran favor de, o el grandísimo favor de. Entonces es una manera muy, como les dije hace un momento, estudiantes, es una manera muy, muy elevada de pedir alto. Ya no es con puedes, podrías, harías, sino me harías el favor de. Wow, es como una forma muy, muy directa, ¿ok? Muy académica en este caso. Okay, yes, Elizabeth is like, ¿me puedes ayudar? Can you help me? Okay, pero es muy sencilla decir can you help me o could you help me. ¿Me ayudas? Me ayudarías. ¿Me harías el favor de ayudar? ¿Te importaría ayudarme? Okay, o ¿te importa ayudarme? Do you mind helping me? Or would you mind helping me? Okay, that's fantastic. Please give a minute. Let me see something else that probably we need to keep on learning. Okay. This is the last part. Esta es la última parte, por favor. Take notes. Tome, por favor, notas. Let's read the column number 1. Kimberly Pinella, good afternoon. Could you please read the column number 1 for me? Kimberly, can you hear me? No, it's not there. Kimberly, come on. Jesus. Okay. Mr. Garces, please, column number 1.
Tell me, mister.
Please, column number 1. Read, please, the column number 1.
Yeah, it is possible for you to. It is possible for you to give me a dial. Would it be possible for me to go to the bedroom? Would it be possible for you to speak on? Is it possible for you to help me fix my computer?
Uh-huh. Okay, I want you to take notes, please. That's correct. Thank you, Mr. Garces. Ok, yo necesito que vayan tomando notas, ok, que no es mucho. Siempre la primera columna es la manera informal, por decirlo así, la informal. La segunda columna es donde usted va a encontrar pues la nueva frase. Para los ejercicios que vamos a trabajar durante esta semana, ejercicios, puede ser una prueba, es que usted me cambie. En vez de decir, ¿puedes ayudarme con esta tarea? Yo te voy a decir, por favor, cambia eso a una manera académica. Entonces ya queda usted utilizar en, ¿te importaría ayudarme? ¿Me harías el gran favor de ayudarme? ¿Ok? Entonces de esa forma necesito que vaya usted tomando apunte. ¿Ok? Let's go back. Look. La siguiente es... is it possible for you to? Que viene a decir, es posible para ti. It is possible for you to. Okay? And this is in the question, the sentence number 1 and number 4. Okay? Otra variante de esta es, would it be possible for me to? Okay? But this is a permission. It's not a request. You will see the difference. Okay? We have two different ways. It is possible, or would it be possible? Okay, let me pick up. Miss Linda Moncada, please read the column number 2 for me.
Is it possible for me and would it be possible for you to what? Would
Okay.
it be possible for you to speak more? Wait. Is it possible for you to fix my computer?
Thank you. Okay. So remember, this is another structure for requesting. It is possible, or would it be possible? Es muy diferente. Observa, en la columna número 1, la oración 2, can I go to the bathroom? Es, ¿puedo ir al baño? Es la típica, ¿ok? Es el típico request. Pero podríamos mejorarlo diciendo, would it be possible for me to go to the bathroom? Puede ser que es más extensa, sí, pero es una forma académica. Tanto en nuestro idioma en español como en inglés, pues vamos subiendo de nivel al momento puede expresarnos. Puede ser, como les dije hace un momento, pues una expresión más larga para el mismo objetivo. But it's academics. It's academics. Okay, now let me stop and I'll show you something else. Okay, give a minute. Let me share. Okay, so something quite important here is about request, and other one is permission. Okay, request and permission. The first word here, request, means petición. Petición es solicitar algo, ¿verdad? Eso es un request. Cuando hablamos de request, nuestras preguntas obligatoriamente van a tener esta palabra. You. Would you mind? Would you mind? Can you? Would you? Could you? Would you? Will you? It is possible for you. Okay? So for the request, we need to include the word you. On the other hand, we have permission. Permission. In the permission, we need to include the word I, yo. Permission. Words such as, or questions, sorry, such as will I, could I, will I, could I, and so on. So today we have practiced a lot about the request with the word you. Okay, this is very important. Okay, so don't forget you. Permission must be include the word I. Okay. Question please. ¿Alguna pregunta hasta aquí? Recordemos, request, que es petición, tiene que estar incluida la palabra you. You. Ok. Cuando hablamos de permisos, permission, la palabra que va a estar incluida es yo. I. Permission. Alright. Any question please? No questions? Okay, let me share my screen again. So please give a minute. Okay, Ginger Sanchez. Ginger, these questions are requests or permission? ¿Qué es? ¿Qué piensas que son estas dos preguntas? ¿Requests o permissions? Requests, ¿segura?
Permission, Mr.
Correct, es permission. No se olviden, por favor. Request debe estar incluida el pronombre you. Aquí no hay you en ningún lado. Cuando incluimos el pronombre yo, que está I, a esto se le denomina permission. Ok, can I borrow your pen? ¿Puedo prestarte el bolígrafo o tu bolígrafo? Otra forma también de utilizar en vez del can, como están viendo, es may. May I borrow your pen? Tanto la primera como segunda oración tienen el pronombre yo, y esto es un permission. Is no request. La diferencia entre ambos pues viene a ser esto. Polite, que significa una manera amable o una manera un poco formal, y la otra es rude, informal, casi tocando lo grosero, ¿verdad? A una persona que no conoce pues no puede decirle ¿puedes prestarme tu lápiz? Debería ser podrías, ¿verdad? Esa es la gran diferencia entre el can y el may. En este caso, las dos preguntas que usted ve ahí son permission. Permission porque vas a pedir a alguien que te permita hacer algo. It's a permission. Puedo, can I, podría, may I. It's a permission. And the both permission must be the modal verbs, rude or polite. Bueno, este tema lo vamos a dejar para el día de mañana, pero que quede claro. No se olvide, request, you. Petición, you, porque le vas a pedir a alguien u otra persona que haga algo por ti. Puedes, podrías, te importaría, sería posible para ti. Request. Permission, que incluyas en la pregunta yo. ¿Puedo pasar? ¿Puedo ingresar? ¿Ok? ¿Puedes prestarme $10? ¿Podría ir contigo? Is permission, is different. Alright? So we're going to study the permission for tomorrow. Okay? So that's it, dear student. You have any question? Let me know it. No questions? Well, that's it. Thank you very much for having me, and I'll see you tomorrow. Study. Apréndase por favor las formas, las estructuras de cómo solicitar algo. Do you mind? Would you mind? Is it possible for you? Is it impossible for you? And so on. Take care, dear students. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.